Good morning, everyone. This is YTT Talks episode 2 with Rajni Anand Ma'am. So, first of all, thank you for such a great response on our last episode with Dr. P.T. Saxena Ma'am. In continuation to that, every Sunday we will get to you YTT Talks and talking about social fronts and about you. Bhagavad Gita is one of the greatest books of the world. The great book of philosophy has guided the whole humanity through ages. Though Gita is related with the Hindus, it has shown light of knowledge to all the peoples of religions. It is imperative to have some knowledge related with the Bhagavad Gita.
Thank you, ma'am. Before starting, I would like to thank you for joining us on this week's edition of YTT Talks. We would like to know, how did you decide that you would like to get deeper meaning and perspective of Bhagavad Gita?
Okay. So first and foremost, thank you, Avani, and thank you, Nistay, for inviting me for the special show. I'm really humbled to be talking on this very timeless topic. So the Bhagavad Gita stands for the song of the Lord. Bhagavad stands for the Lord, and Gita means the song. Now, the Bhagavad Gita is a narrative within a narrative. So what is the bigger narrative? It is the Mahabharata story. And the Bhagavad Gita's context was the war that took place between both the cousins, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. The Bhagavad Gita is not just another religion, it's a philosophy of human life. So it cuts across different religions and it has universal applicability, its teaching. Another thing is, there is an Arjuna in all of us. There is that confused person in all of us. So the Bhagavad Gita offers a lot of profound wisdom from which we all can learn. And in response to your question, Nishchay, how did I get inspired? Well, I've always had a lot of interest in mythology and history from the days of my childhood. And I used to actually look forward in anticipation whenever my father used to come back from his official tours. He used to get a copy of Amar Chitra Katha. I'm sure you've heard of that comic,
Yes,
Amar Chitra
yes.
Katha. So somewhere I think the early seeds of spirituality were sown in me thanks to those comics and the depiction of all those characters. When I became an academician, I thought, why don't we look at our own Indian philosophy for solutions to the management world? So Avni and Nishchay, if you see several subjects like OB, marketing, and many other management subjects, they have a lot of solutions and models from the Western thinkers. But we have so many solutions in our own culture, and we must bear in mind that what perhaps happens or applies in the West may not suit in our culture because our culture is very different from the West. It's like a scenario of blood mismatch. If you give your blood to a particular recipient who's not of your blood type, will the body accept it or reject it? The same case with management models. So I really thought we should get into a field where a lot of models can be created from our own ancient scriptures, and why not Bhagavad Gita for Nani?
So,
That's
also
in response to your
would like
question.
to understand, what can be learned by the study of Bhagavad Gita?
The Bhagavad Gita is a reservoir of philosophical and psychological knowledge. So, in fact, the chapters 2 and chapter 18, they are devoted exclusively to understanding the self-management. In fact, all the OB concepts, I would say, emotional intelligence, uh, communication, motivation, how to take decisions, how to manage stress, and how to have compassion and love for yourself. There's a lot that can be learned, Mr.
So, ma'am, the word of wisdoms which you are sharing with us will definitely help us open our minds and connect to oneself. We would like to ask you, how can one incorporate the time and the space for self love?
We are hardly loving ourselves nowadays. We seem to be loving everything else other than ourselves. Have you observed that? So we are hardly living for ourselves. We are feeding always into the egos of other people. As a result, our own self-esteem and our ego levels are getting ruptured. This is not a good thing. In fact, the Bhagavad Gita clearly says that we should love our own soul. We should love our own self. And we should have compassion and empathy for ourselves. You know what? If I were to break this down, Avani and Nishchay, we love ourselves at a very bodily level, right? We go to the beauty parlor, we go to the gym, but the Bhagavad Gita says this body is very temporary. Naturally, this body of ours will definitely perish one day. We forget that there are three sheets of existence. What are these sheets of existence? We have our body, so we all love our body. We do gymming, as I said, we do everything possible to make ourselves feel good. But there is also our mind, there's also our soul. Do we love that? Do we nurture our mind? What are we doing for that? Likewise for our soul. So self-love is not just restricted to the body, says the Bhagavad Gita. It should go beyond that. For the mind, you can definitely practice meditation, no doubt to that. Now when I say meditation, our generation y immediately thinks, oh my god, this is only for all the sadhu and sons. No, you don't have to go to the Himalayan caves for meditation. You can go to the cave of your mind. 15 minutes, can't you all devote? We never do the Diwali ki saaf safai here. We do every other Diwali ki saaf safai, but this. Meditation is one way where we can detox our mind, and it's like a coolant. So by the end of that, in fact, this is a message for all of you future managers. For you to take balanced decision making and have clarity in your thoughts and communication, please practice meditation. It's definitely advocated by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. And how do you feed your soul, Nishchay and Avni? Do things which you love doing. We always do things which others want us to do. Express yourselves through different medium, art, talking, whatever. In fact, as you can see, I love talking. This is one way I express and I nurture my soul. So please pay attention to your mind, body, and soul, all three. And this is how you can self-love.
Thank you so much. There are certain decisions we make in life, and later we ponder upon them and ask ourselves whether that decision was right or wrong. This overthinking somewhere down the line stays in our mind and for a longer time. So many times people wish they could have done things differently. How do you overcome from the loophole cycle of overthinking a particular situation? Are there any answers in philosophy or spirituality on this?
Yes, we all have this constant vocabulary of I should have done that, I could have done that, I might have done that. Don't we all have that constant overthinking coming into our minds? Have distractions. There's a difference between distractions and being distracted. Keep yourself occupied and distracted so that this overthinking loop that you're talking of, Nishchay, that can definitely wither away. How can you be occupied and engaged in one task and yet keep overthinking? Is that possible? No. So, whenever you are in that cycle of overthinking, you can chant your religion specific prayer. It has profound healing effect and it quells the restlessness in your mind and it will quieten the mind, as I said.
We will move to the next question. How important is it for someone to always keep reading, and how does it compare with someone who doesn't read much? How can books like Bhagavad Gita helps here?
So, reading definitely opens up our mind. Also, it helps us to build a very rich vocabulary. I mean, let's look at the immediate benefits too. So, and more so in response to your other question, I think reading a text like Bhagavad Gita, I mean, what more can I say? How come do you think we are free in today's day and age? It's only because of our freedom fighters. Do you know something? When they were suffering in jail, they all lived their days in jail. They led their days in jail, and thanks to that, we are all here, right? So during their tumultuous days in the jail, they all used to read the Bhagavad Gita. They have taken so much comfort from the Bhagavad Gita. They have formed their own interpretations, and it has given them a lot of peace of mind.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such valuable and visionary Sunday talk. We are coming to the end of this talk, but before that, we would like to request you any parting advice you would like to give to our audience.
Karmanyeva vikarastu ma phaleshu kadachana. What does Lord Krishna say to Arjuna in that verse? And this is of profound importance, especially to our students. He says, concentrate on your work but not on the outcome of the work. The outcome will automatically happen. What happens with all of us? We are constantly thinking of, will I get marks? Will I get this job? Will I get this? We are only concentrated on the outcome and then we do our work. That's a wrong thought, because as a result, you will compromise on the immediate. Please concentrate on the means and not on the outcome. You will enjoy a quality filled life. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you so much.